Get ready to wrap up the fastest hour in radio. It's the Ron and Fez Show. Thurman Thomas was arrested and charged with marijuana possession. He had half a joint on him.
Well, thank God, Fezzy, we got the drug pin off the streets. The war on drugs is over. You can let your children back out of the house.
Thurman's wife said he got caught up with some bad people that he was hanging with.
It's a half a joint. How bad could they be?
So he gets...
Preschool teachers can smoke a half a joint and still go in and be able to pull off their day.
So he gets the misdemeanor charge, which is for, like, social or recreational possession. Not that he was out there trying to sell it.
First of all, how social are you going to be with half a joint? Who are you going to meet? You got to smoke that one by yourself. That's a solo. That's a solo high there.
I like the fact that the police know exactly what's going on. It's just social, and they call it that themselves. They realize that, hey, this isn't any sort of, mobster or anything going on. This is just social.
It's a half a joint, Fez. You can't be a mobster. And, again, at a church social, you can't get anybody high with half a joint. Here's my problem with Thurman. You pop that thing into your mouth. That's a roach. 2 bites, swallow, you're out of there.
Several New York Giant players contacted the union complaining about new coach Tom Coughlin's workouts, which are 2 hours instead of 45 minutes, and include working out on Fridays. Now, is Tom Coughlin done in New York before he even starts?
Yeah, Fezzy, because it's unbelievable that a professional football player should have to practice. They're coming off a 4-win season. They don't need a new guy coming in there and tell them how to play the game of football. They're in the East. The East is going to be easy next year. There's no other big coaches to go against. The last thing Coughlin needs to do is to rattle the cages of these big stars after their 4-12 season. He could end up losing these guys, and they might only have 3 wins next year.
I would be embarrassed to make that phone call to the union rep, to the Players Association.
You know who called, the black girl of the group. Whoever is the laziest guy is always the guy that has union on speed dial.
And the Players Association says if it was one guy calling and complaining, yeah, we'd probably check into it. He goes, but when it's this many calling in, we really have to step in and see what's going on.
You know, this is the spring workouts. Of course you're going to get worked hard. He's looking people over. It's not like this is 13 weeks into the season and you're doing 2-hour practices a day.
And you got Eli Manning and J-Load who are out there working their asses off trying to get something going for their careers.
Yeah, they don't even understand the system yet. Coughlin is going to go in, and he's going to get rid of people like this. And I understand it completely. He's got to turn around a broken franchise. Again, the East. There's not going to be any tougher games than in the East next year.
J-Load looks like he's already lost some weight. He looked a little thinner working out.
Well, he's got 2 hours a day. He can't even eat. That's 2 hours a day without a McSandwich.
He's still very pear-shaped, though. President Bush welcomed the New England Patriots to the White House, saying he hoped he'd be back next year to see them again. And he told kicker Adam Vinatieri he'd like some suggestions on how to stay cool under fire for his next press conference. Funny or embarrassing?
Embarrassing.
Just humiliating.
I don't even want to talk about it. It's that bad.
This is sure to make the David Letterman, President Bush's joke that's not a joke.
Again, this does not... Again, if the president really wants to know how to do this, prepare for the next one. Don't go in there thinking you're slinging.
This is so uncomfortable because it took him forever when he goes, I know Adam Vinatieri's here somewhere. It took him forever to get to the... cool under fire line.
Right.
Then none of the team even snickered. They just stood there, hands folded behind him, and he and the president at the podium just kind of looked around the crowd, looking for any sort of smile.
Yeah.
It was so cringy.
Didn't he already admit that last year during the Super Bowl he fell asleep? He fell asleep during that Super Bowl because that's how he missed Janet Jackson's terrible breast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he didn't see the second half when Adam Vinatieri won.
Why didn't you just explain that? I heard it was a great game. I was sleeping. I'm the president. I don't have all day to be I get a little time off. I got to take a nap.
NASCAR weekly races have drawn audiences that have more than doubled the ones watching regular NBA games and have handily beaten pro basketball's playoffs. Is NASCAR now the country's #2 sport?
Well, that's if you're going to call it a sport. I don't know if it's a sport or not, is it?
I think it's a sport.
Sitting in a car?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right, then it is. It's the number 2 sport. Yeah, I'm working out here in this car. I guess I'm going to jog home in my car after the show today.
By the time you're done with one of those races, those guys are just all hot and bothered and worn out. You got to be in shape to do that.
You got to do the same. I'm hot and bothered when I come out of a steam bath, but I don't come out of there going, I won. That doesn't exactly make it a sport. It might be a game. It might be, something that you're playing, but I don't know if you're going to call it a sport. What do you think is more exhausting, playing basketball and running back and forth, or riding around in a car? I understand it's a hot car. I'm not wrong about that one.
I think a basketball would probably be more exhausting, but I still think that NASCAR is a sport.
So it's the number 2 sport then?
Yeah.
Or you just asked me all the questions. What about baseball?
I don't know how baseball is drawn. Is it doing any good at all?
Again, back to me. I have to answer every question. Tomorrow I read and you're answering. That's the way we're going to go.
That's it for the fastest hour in radio. Happy birthday before we go. Martha Quinn is 45 today, and hopefully they'll be able to wheel in Nina Blackwood for the party. I'm Nina Blackwood, man. Remember MTV back in the day, man? We're Ron and Fez. We'll be back later right here on 106.7 WJFK-FM.